Step one, wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Well, good morning, good evening, good night, Phil. It's nice to see you. Well, good evening, my beautiful people. We've got more violence going on in this country. I don't know what is going on, but it's getting bad. It's getting bad out there. We've had a lot of violence going on all over this country over the last 72 hours, and it just feels like an absolute nightmare. And everybody, for this one, I'm going to tell you, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that he is this Trump supporter. It appears he's got Stop Trump / Pence on his fence. He does have a Trump Pence sign, but it's got a big old stop sign next to it. And the stop sign doesn't go with the area, if you get what I mean. So I don't know where this is going to go. Is this guy mental? I don't think any good Trump supporter or anything like that would be out here shooting up a freaking church. That's just my opinion. We don't have a whole lot to go on. I'm just not trusting because there has been so much left-wing violence that they're going to try their best to try to get something for our side, and I'm just not buying it yet. I'm just not. Maybe it's because I don't want to. Maybe it's I'm just in disbelief. Just because he's a veteran doesn't mean he's not messed up in the head. And I heard somebody leave me messages that he's been known to say anti-Semitic type of language. So I don't know where we're going with this, but what I can tell you is right now it appears that 3 are deceased. It sounds like he is one of the number 3s, like one of them that are in that number. It sounds like there was 2 churchgoers. Thank you, Melanie, of all things on a Sunday. But it sounds like this was going on during church. Again, I don't know what's breeding this violence, and I can tell you there's nothing that we're doing on our end to breed violence toward church and religion and God. This is a monster to me. It sounds like 2 little children were also hit. No child, no person should ever have to be in fear for their life to worship. And this is 2 churches in a matter of a month and a half that have been shot up. Now, I'm curious what's going on with this man, because I just find it a little too convenient that all of this stuff is going on and all of a sudden this veteran decides to plan a mass event in Michigan, of all places, in a place of worship. Now, if he really was a right-wing nut, let's be honest, in Michigan, he would hit a mosque. Really, it's the one thing that the MAGA people just don't really support is Islam. Okay, is the Quran, Sharia law. That's one thing that we just don't get behind. So that's why I'm really questioning this. But only time will tell. If it's something on this side, we're going to have to address it. But I just feel like there's something more with this guy that people aren't telling us. Things are very, very quiet. So I decided to go through and try to figure out what's going on. I think the first thing we need to do, and I'm going to have to adjust the screen because I adjusted it for this video, is hear the original press conference. This is coming right from law enforcement. They're not, in my opinion, not giving us a whole lot to chomp on, But we'll sit here. This particular one's about 7 minutes long. I know it carried on longer than that, but this is the one that I liked. Nobody supports that kind of violence unless they have no soul. Exactly. But, there has been a lot of uptick in rhetoric from, the Democrat. We've all seen it. We've all seen Gavin Newsom's office, specifically start targeting people. I mean, I find, and maybe I'm going a little too conspiracy theory because I'm just angry with the state of our affairs right now. But, just last night, Kamala Harris is talking about meeting fire with fire, and now we have a church ablaze. I mean, I'm sorry. These are things that I look at. And it's hard not to point blame or point fingers at somebody when you're hearing this kind of stuff, and then lo and behold, this stuff happens, right? Just like Gavin Newsom calling Steve Miller a fascist. And it's like, if he would have went and got, shot and a bullet had fascist on it, who would we blame? Gavin Newsom. It's got to stop. It's just got to stop. I don't know what set this one off. I don't understand anybody that hits a church of all things in our country. But a real freaking, oops. What did I just do? Oh, I know what I did. Sorry about that. I hit a button. But I'm just angry. I'm angry at all of this. I want the violence to stop. I'm scared for everybody. I'm scared for everybody right now. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm scared for everybody.
Cell phone records, things like that. We had FBI, they're devoting 100 agents
Hopefully you guys
to
can
this
hear
area
that.
because, as you can imagine, there's a lot of witnesses that were within the church, and that is a lot of witness information, statements that we have.
Oh, I wanted to say one other thing, folks. Somebody was passing around, and I think it's rumor, that he had said some things at the church, like, I believe I read something to the effect of he was asking what their beliefs were. That's what I heard, okay? I want to tell you that I did dive into that subject matter. If he said anything before he started firing, I went through several different sources, including statements from witnesses inside the church, and I do not see where that's a possibility. It sounds like he broke in, got out of his car, and just started shooting. Again, I wasn't there. I don't know. All I can do is listen to the rumors that are out there and dive in deep to see if there's a possibility of, whatever. Now, we also have, there should be let me pull this down a little bit. We're going to be monitoring. If anybody knows, we should be having a new press conference at 8 p.m. our time. I think it's our time. It might be their time, which might be 9 p.m. our time. But there should be a press conference. If we can get that press conference on this end, we will run that live here. But I'm not seeing any new press conferences about the shooting just yet. However, we do have Fox that appears to still be live. So if they are going to be doing a live at 8 p.m. we might be able to piggyback off somebody that's running live there so we don't miss anything. So if you guys are just tuning in, I'm Bullhorn Betty. We cover true crime. Right now our channel has kind of been hijacked for political and assault on Christianity crime over the last several weeks, and I'm kind of scratching my head wondering what in the world's going on in our country. And when I start looking at all of the true crime community, and I'm starting to see that most everybody is talking about this, including Fat and Opinionated, Strategic Eyes, Pascal, there's a lot of people that are realizing something's not right here, and I'm the first one. I'm very judgmental. I'm very angry with whatever's going on, and I point fingers, right? And I'm constantly, Betty, this is today's true crime. It's true. It is true, but I don't like it. We've got enough going on in America. We don't need all this crap. I love people out there. I will definitely protect myself, protect my family. I hope everybody else does as well. But I would really, really like to know that the Democrat Party is ready to tone stuff down. Because I'm telling you, I have a funny feeling this guy's not what it seems. I think this is a charade. Everything from the flags in the back of his truck. I mean, I'm sorry, this was well planned. They're saying weeks in advance of this, okay? I'm sorry, this doesn't have a MAGA theme to it, in my opinion. It has, it just, something ain't right. Something ain't right with this. We're going to have to wait for things. I think it's just too awfully convenient. I think it's too awfully convenient. And of all places, a Christian church. Sorry, we just don't swing that way, folks. Okay, we just don't swing that way. Now, I can see one of our crazy nutbags that are far right-wing, loonies. I mean, I'm not going to deny that we have those. I mean, every you're always going to have a bad apple in a law of large numbers, right? But of all things, I don't see one of our Looney Tunes hitting a church, a mosque, something, that doesn't belong, in the grand scheme of, I mean, you got to think of right wing, like crazed lunatic right wing people, right? So I'm trying, I don't even know what those people think. I really don't. I know we just have a lot less than the other side according to polls. I don't know what they think, okay? I'm not a crazy lunatic on the right, okay? And most of my audience, even if they are a little bit left, they're not crazy lefties, okay? So none of us really understand this BS, okay? I'm just saying it's too convenient. People have been getting a lot of heat, and then boom, 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 now we got one of ours in a church. It doesn't make sense. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense, but I digress. Let's get back on track. Let's listen to what the Doohickey guy says, there we go. There's our doohickey.
Have
And
to-
I'm going to have to adjust
so,
the screen when we
I'd
get
like
to another one.
thank all the agencies who responded. The
I'm
City
still
of
here,
Grand
guys.
Blanc, Genesee County.
Can you guys hear that
Oakland County
okay?
Sheriff's Office, Flint Township Police Department, the DNR, the State Police, and the ATF. I will provide additional information for you at 5 p.m., but I am willing to take any questions that you have that I could possibly answer right now.
Chief, can you talk about the progress of events? Did the suspect set the fire to get back inside of the vehicle and then plant the front door, or did it all happen at the same time?
So from what I understand, and again, this is just a preliminary investigation right now, from what I have been briefed on, is that he rammed the vehicle through the front door, exited, then started firing shots. We are still trying to determine exactly when and where that fire ended up coming from and how it got started. So
That's going to be interesting, is this whole fire, because some people had said that there was like a clicking or a beeping noise or something like that, where they had to bring the bomb squad in, the local bomb squad. They had to kind of make everybody get back. I didn't hear any results of that, but what I did get is when the law enforcement went to his residence, which is over in Benton, Michigan, I think it is. I've got the address because I did a lot of research on the property. And when they went over there, they also had the robotic bomb machine, you know. So I think there's something, I mean, for them to bring out all those stops, Burton, thank you, Rhonda, to bring out all of those, you know, resources, they have to have a good probability that he might have been, you know, got his hands on or was making some, you know, bomb making, like, you know, items, or had something on him. So I'm really feeling, after seeing the type of fire that was going, I mean, that ravished this huge building. I don't know. That didn't look like it was like a candle fell over. You know, this is a church that probably has had a candle fall over, and I don't think the whole entire thing went up ablaze. I didn't see his vehicle where it had exploded or anything like that. So it really does make you wonder how in the world that place got ablaze so quickly. And it did get ablaze so quickly. And we are hearing that there's a possibility of this, like, planning. Did he already have certain things in place inside that church, maybe from previous visits? But then that really doesn't make sense either, because it sounds like nobody knew who this guy was. So why would this specific church be targeted? It doesn't make sense, other than just to hurt people of faith. And so that is where I'm getting, like, this ain't making sense, that this is kind of going over this way. I'm not trusting this. He planned this. I ain't trusting this. I heard he was kicked out. That's interesting. When we're talking about this is a fluid situation, and there's not a lot of information that's being released. I can only do so much. So this is the topic of conversation we're on. So if you guys do come across articles, or you do see a clip that helps clarify things from reliable sources, or even just something interesting, please send that to me at bullhornbetty@gmail.com. bullhornbetty@gmail.com, and at least that gives me a starting point to look into, so on our next live we can have a discussion on it or clarify something, especially if I get something wrong. We never want to get anything wrong here, so I do monitor the chat a little bit better because you're on your own screen now. So if there is a possibility, let me know, or let one of my mods know that you sent me something. If there's videos or anything like that, I would not be able to play them live right now. I have to review them, and there's a lot of reasons why I do that. It's for security of our channel and our viewers. Exactly. Thank you, Tiff. Thank you so much. Condolences to all the victims. It's been a rough time. You know, it's been a rough time. I think it's been a rough time for America in general. I think we're all, in all fairness, I know for me personally, I'll speak for myself. for me personally, I'm getting a little worried. For me personally, I'm seeing all of this stuff going on. I mean, we talk about true crime on this channel anyways. We already see the worst of the worst. But usually we know where those attacks are coming from, right? Most of our cases we cover, it's from, the assailants are usually known to our subjects, our victims. In this case, we don't know what it is. We're all just scared, I think. Something's breeding here that I think is out of control at this point. And I think that too many people turned a cheek or turned their head when they may not, it probably was a bad idea to do that. But now that it's happened, it's here, and I'm very concerned. I don't know what this is. I know that internet is playing a critical part in whatever we're seeing. I truly do believe that there is some type of online brainwashing that is going on in this country. And I truly don't even think that the people that are being brainwashed realize they're being brainwashed. I don't know how it happens because I've never been brainwashed before, But this stuff seems like it's like a trigger. Like it's like, boom. And then all of a sudden they're and then we find out that they've been planning this for weeks or months. And it's like, how could nobody tell? It's like they were just turned on. It's just weird. It just feels like something was triggered and these things were just turned on. But anyways, let's listen to what's going on. If we hear, guys, put some stop signs in the chat if we get the new. There should be a new. I heard that there's going to be a press conference at like 8 o'clock tonight. I don't know if that's Michigan time or our time, because I'm pretty sure Michigan time is Central time. And we're East Coast time. I'm East Coast time at least. So if it's 8 o'clock Central time, then it's 9 o'clock. It means it's going to be another hour and 20 minutes before we see anything. So if you guys see anything about a new press conference, I'd like to get some information, because I'm telling you, I'm kind of angry, and I think I'm having a hard time. If this is a MAGA or a Republican in any way, shape, or form, I'm going to be disappointed. And I'm not trying to own this. I want to find out why anybody would target a church. I mean, I kind of understand why from the other side, whether people do or not. But come on, it's not like we're missing what Kamala and Hillary Clinton are saying every single night on from a lectern or a podium. Okay, we're fascists. We're horrible people, screw Christianity. I mean, we're getting the message, okay? We get it. We get that those people do not like us, okay? We get it. And we're starting to feel like they don't like us enough that they want to, to us. And then we hear all this and it's like, I don't know. This doesn't feel like us. It just doesn't. And I don't want to put blame, but it's hard for me to accept this because I don't want to believe it. Like, you're going to have to convince Bullhorn Betty. I'm sorry, you're just going to have to convince me. Maybe I'm being hypocritical. Oh, Michigan's as Eastern time. Guys, if you know anything about Bullhorn Betty, I'm not smarter than a 5th grader. I just thought I'd let you know that. And it's okay, okay? It's okay. I'm not very professional either. Just a little tidbit of information about me, in case you didn't know. But welcome aboard. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way in.
We believe it was deliberately set, though, by the suspect.
Deliberately set. He had time to set the fire. That's interesting.
Yes, the service was active. There was hundreds of people within the church.
Guys, I'm sorry. The burning of the church, the shooting of the parishioners. This really, you know what, if we didn't see this guy, we would think this was Islamic related. I mean, we would, in all fairness. And tell me I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. Maybe you guys are like, Betty, you're going too crazy. You're going too radical. But I can tell you, when I heard about this church and heard it was in Michigan, especially after everything we're seeing in Dearborn, Michigan, that was my first assumption. You guys know it. I'll own it. I'm not going to lie to my audience. I think lying does us all a disservice. But that was my first initial assessment. Yeah, and then to find out he's ex-military, but we've been having some weird things going on with our military. So that doesn't, when I hear military, I'm hearing, because we've got, I mean, look at Travis Decker, another guy from the military, you know what I'm saying? Unalived all three of his kids. And three beautiful girls. Oh my gosh, it broke my heart. I cried. That case got me. It's out of Washington. Or here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, I mean, to be honest with you, when I first heard that this was a church, and you saw the pictures of all the flames coming out of the church, I mean, I was watching it like within a few moments of hearing it on mainstream media, that this, there was a church under fire, that somebody rammed the doors with a truck. And of course, we're all looking at the truck with the American flags on the back of it. And I'm going, and it's like, oh yeah, a guy came in with camo pants. And I'm like, this ain't looking good. This is really looking, the first thing I'm thinking of is like setup. And I'm like, was this just a camouflage truck, or, what was going on? But the very first thoughts I had when I heard it was in Michigan was, some radical terrorist, like Islamic terrorist. And as whether that's good, bad, or indifferent, I'm just being honest with folks. You can call me whatever you need to call me to make yourself feel better at night, but I'm just being honest with you how I felt. Good, bad, or ugly. I can't help how my brain thinks. It just poops it out. When things happen, tell me whenever you're reading something, things that your brain just as it starts, throwing some stuff out. That's the first thing I thought. And then to find out that this guy was in the military, and he looked like an avid fisher. He looked like he was a country father. You saw a child with him with a dead animal, fish, or whatever. I couldn't make it out. Maybe it was like a duck or something. I couldn't make it out with him. Betty, it has been reported he's anti-Trump. Gateway pundit. Oh, see, it's sad that I have to say, oh, thank goodness, but it's like, we've been coming down pretty hard on the left-wing violence, and I just don't understand how in the world, I'm questioning this. I don't want to believe it, but, a piece of you, until you start learning a little bit more, that those initial thoughts of, oh my gosh, could this really be somebody from our movement, hurting people? Like, that would break my heart, because we're all about, love and, we are usually kumbaya until we have guns pointed at us, and then we're like, nah, no, thank you. You can have that stuff. We'll come over here. We'll see you in court. Just stay as far away from us as possible. I'm sorry. You guys gonna hate me. I'm so sorry. But we're kind of, everybody's been questioning. Let me look and see about that what did you guys say that was the pundit? Which one is it? Hold on, let me go up here. Who said that? Gateway, was it Gateway pundit? Oh, I got it right here on the freaking board. Give me a second. Let me take this down, and then we'll finish up this press conference. Let me just see what they've got on Gateway pundit. I haven't seen it yet. I'm looking at their stuff, but this was posted like 8 hours ago, and I don't think they've updated it since. It's not showing it's been updated. Do have a lot of stuff here, though. I'll have to go through this. But until then, let's listen to the first good gracious, I can't even speak. The first press conference. Okay, good gracious. Sorry about that, folks.
Are you sure it's only one suspect at this point, or is it possible it could help set the fire?
Yes, it is one suspect that we know of at this point. We do not believe that there's a threat to the public. We believe that we have the guy who did this. Sir.
See, I'm getting sick and tired of people telling us that, because we're finding out that this is a little more organized than people may want to think. There's a reason why this guy chose this church that he's never been to go in there and hurt people. I no longer buy this lone wolf nonsense anymore. I'm sorry, I just don't. And I don't think I'm going to either, because there's too much internet activity that needs to be explained. I feel like there's some type of puppet master out there in the ether. I really do. This is just too much. It's all too coordinated. It's just, okay, you guys don't have to believe me, and I might be maybe I need to be putting my tin hat on, if I'm going to be a tin hat conspiracy theorist, I like wearing my tin hat. I have a tin hat for when we get down like that. I very rarely pull it out, but I got 10 hats. You can ask the real me too. She sent me a whole mess of them, just in case. Just in case. Why a church? Again, Patty, yes, we need to be asking those types of questions, because there is, I'm tired of this lone wolf crap. In 2025, there is no lone wolf crap. Not in my world anymore. There just isn't. I don't trust it. I don't trust the lone wolf anymore, okay? I just don't. Prove, until you've exhausted the phones, the internet, his location, did he see anybody? Did he go on long walks like that Crooks guy did, Thomas Crooks, the one that, shot off at Butler, Pennsylvania? Did he have, weird friends that came and visited him weeks before and days leading up to the assassination attempt, like in Charlie Kirk? There are, God's people are hated. It's sad, but it is starting to become an attack on religion, and I'm sick and tired of hearing every time I turn the Twitter on, turn the social media on, I hear the same people condemning the same religions as they sit up in their own churches and say hallelujah. I'm getting sick of that, because we know darn good and well that these people have either been lying to us for 30 and 40 years about being religious, or they've just been smearing in our face that they're these Catholic, good Christian people or whatever that are, taking in. All of a sudden they decide after 30 and 40 years they're going to expose themselves as not being the Christian or Catholic, politicians that they've told us they were for the last 40 years. Because everybody believes in God when they're getting elected. Praise God. God bless you. Hallelujah. Right? Let me have your vote. And then when it's times like these, when churches are getting shot up, we're hearing, people saying, no point in praying, Christianity, whatever that lady said, Hillary Clinton just said the other day about it being rich. It seems to be this rich white man that have this certain kind of religion. And it's like, wait a minute, haven't you been screaming Christianity or Catholic since before Bill Clinton was in office? I mean, I'm pretty sure we didn't vote people in that didn't have some type of religion. I've been around this country for 46 years. I don't ever hear somebody saying I'm atheist and getting elected. I could be wrong. Let me know. But it just seems awfully funny that here lately Christianity has been under assault.
We have a couple in critical condition. Like I said, one is deceased. The rest of them are in stable
Just
condition.
a shame.
One deceased. The suspect is deceased as well. And then multiple victims are in critical condition. We do believe that we will find some additional victims once we find the area where the fire was.
So they believe there might be additional victims where the fire was initially set. Still trying to figure out how that fire was set. And I heard immediately that a little girl was shot as soon as he exited the vehicle, and she was immediately rushed to the hospital. But my heart breaks because I keep hearing him saying, you know, the one is deceased. And they never elaborated whether that was an adult victim or a child victim. And I'm kind of, you know, bracing, and I just want to, you know, let my audience know, I'm kind of bracing for one of these, one or two of these victims to actually be a child. It sounds like a couple of the children were hit. It's so, I mean, not that an adult is better, but if we had a choice between it being an adult and it being a child, you know, we're going to pray that it's an adult. You know, if we had to have the choice, you know, none of us want anything happening to the children. So we're in a kind of a tight pickle here, but it sounds like 3 are deceased. It sounds like one of those 3 people now, this was earlier, it sounds like one of those 3 people are the assailant. And so there's been another casualty since this press conference, and we don't know who that other casualty is. Again, we don't know if it's an adult or a child.
Any word on the weapon?
An assault rifle.
As far as ammunition, do you have a lot of ammunition?
That I don't know of yet, and I could get you later.
So they're asking about the ammunition. Did he have a lot of ammunition? He didn't know.
Known to authorities and he had any connections with anybody?
She's asking, has he been known to the
Right now,
authorities?
we don't have any of that information, but I'm confident that our investigators, along with the FBI, we're going to end up uncovering all that information and provide that at a later time for you.
To clarify, you said there may be additional victims like inside.
Yes, where the fire was. So, and the reason why we can't confirm that just yet is because it was a large fire, and we do believe that there was people up there that were near that fire, and they were unable to get out of the church. So we do believe that we will find additional victims once we're able to search that, once there's no signs of a fire reigniting.
I pray to God.
Are still there? They succumb to fire injuries or gunshots, or they're not sure?
That I'm not sure, but I could provide all that information hopefully at 5 p.m.
Shots were fired.
Shots were fired, yes.
You have no idea how many at this point.
No idea how many at this time.
They're saying 5 p.m. I didn't hear another press conference at 5 p.m.
That I have not been in, so I can't tell you the layout.
Chief, can you kind of describe the process?
All right, there is another one. So let me go ahead and put this one
It's always been
up.
a building that has not been on fire. So how do you then deal with an active shooter when you have that situation happen as well?
Well, we are here at Grand Blanc Township, and there's a lot of agencies within the state of Michigan. We are specifically trained to go right to the threat in an active shooter situation. And I'm proud of my guys and the DNR who responded to this scene, who immediately took that suspect out, so there was no additional victims. So that was a great job by our staff.
We do have an updated one. Give me just a second. I do have an updated one. Let me pull this just real quick. Looks like there was one. Maybe I misunderstood because he just said 5, and when I heard that, my senses went up, and I realized that, wait a minute, that maybe that one that I was looking at earlier might have been the second one. So bear with me, folks. I'm going to try to find it. I think we got another one. Hopefully it pops up here if we're lucky. There we go. Press conference. This looks a little different. Okay, give me just a second. Let me adjust it on this end. Oops. Okay, there we go. Looks like this might be it. We'll find out.
We couldn't do this as a community without everyone who's standing up here today.
you have names and spellings after the conference, I will step back up and answer those questions for you, and only those questions. Thank you.
Thank you. I bring all these folks up here on stage today because we couldn't do this as a community without everyone who's standing up here today. We got with me on stage U.S. Attorney
Hey,
Jerome
Steffers.
Gorgon, Acting Special Agent in charge of the FBI Reuben Gleeman, Special Agent in charge of the ATF James Deere, Grand Blanc Township Supervisor Scott Bennett, Grand Blanc Township Fire Chief Gent, Genesee County Sheriff's
Yeah,
Department
that's him, Tiff.
Sheriff Chris Swanson, and MSP Michigan State Police Captain Greg Marenko. I'm going to provide an update from the incident that we spoke about earlier today that occurred at the Church of
Amen,
Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints at 10:25 a.m. I want to talk about our officer's response. That call came out at 10:25 a.m. and
Patty, is there another one coming on at 8 o'clock? Because if there is, I want to get that one. This one, it looks like we had one earlier. We never quite got through that one. And then I realized there was a newer one. I wanted to get this one up. And I remember hearing it's about to start. Okay, where? Can somebody, hold on. Okay. Let's see. Michigan Church Press Conference. Can somebody please send me the link if you have it? Because I'm not seeing it. Can somebody get that person out of here, please? That's just ridiculous. I'm trying to find it. Can somebody email it to me? Mods? Good gracious. Let me give you just a second. Thank you. Is that deleted? Like, block that person, please? It's pretty sad that they waited 20 minutes just to say that. Do we have the press conference? Okay, perfect. So, church shooting press conference. I don't see anything coming on right now. Did somebody email it to me? Otherwise, we're just going to move forward until I get it. Because I've looked, I can't seem to find it. Let me see if somebody emailed it to me. And I don't see anybody that emailed it to me. Okay, I don't see anything. I don't see anything either. I think it's this one. So we'll get back to the one we were just on. Let's listen to that. If it does come on, somebody can send it to me and we can immediately play it. So it's not a big deal.
57 or 32 seconds. We had officers on scene at 10:25 and 57 seconds. The suspect, again, we're in the preliminary stages right now, was neutralized at 10:33:44 in the parking lot of that church. That suspect is a 40-year-old male from the city of Burton, who we identified as Thomas Jacob Sanford. That's Thomas Jacob Sanford, S-A-N-F-O-R-D.
Okay, I'll look at Fox 2. Let me just come over here and just say Fox 2. Okay. Okay, you're right. All right, guys, we got a. Let me just. Okay, there you guys go. This is live right now.
Check.
Yeah, this is live right now. So we'll be here for the. Thank you guys. It looks like we got the right one. I appreciate all your help. Thank you, Patty Lee. I appreciate it. It looks like we do have a live broadcast going on right now. It sounds like the news folks are. It looks like the news folks are setting it up as we speak. Let me just check my emails. I see some of you guys saying, yeah, I sent it. Okay, perfect. Here we go. Oh, it looks like we got more going on a different one. Hold on, let me see. Oh, she's coming on now. So we got, there it goes.
Good evening. I am Special Lieutenant Kim Better of the Michigan State Police.
Okay.
And I am just setting a couple of ground rules for this news conference. We will have a couple of different speakers, and at the end we will have time for a few questions.
This is a
If you
live
have
press
questions about
conference,
spellings of
folks.
names, I will step back up after the news conference and answer those questions. I'd like to introduce Chief William Renee from the Grand Blanc Township Police Department.
Thank you for joining us. As Lieutenant Vetter said, we will take a couple questions upon the conclusion of this press conference. With me here on the stage is Supervisor Scott Bennett, Fire Department Chief of Grand Blanc Township, Jamie Gent, DNR Chief, Jason Haynes, FBI Acting Special Agent in Charge, Reuben Coleman, and the ATF, James Deere, who's the Special Agent in charge for this area in Michigan.
Okay.
I have a couple updates for you. There is a couple additional bodies that we've discovered in the church.
You guys
So
can't hear
that
that?
makes our total victim count up to
I'm
4.
up as loud as I can go.
Victims.
It's blurring
As
my
I said
ears.
before,
My ears
there
are
has already been
busting out of.
the suspect who
It's
is
fine.
deceased as well.
Yeah, turn
So
up your
we have
volume.
5 deceased persons from this
My
tragic
ears
incident.
are blowing out right now.
Again, our thoughts and
Okay.
prayers go out to the victims of this incident that could have been completely avoided. And it's very tragic, and that's not what our community is. I'm confident that we're going to overcome this, as Grand Blanc always overcomes these type of incidents. I'd also like to acknowledge the heroism
Hey, common
of
sense.
not only the first responders, but the people who were inside that church at the time. They were shielding the children who were also present within the church, moving them to safety. Just hundreds of people just practicing their faith. Just extreme courage, brave, and that's the type of community that we are. Law enforcement, again, we were on scene within 30 seconds from that original 911 call. Within 8 minutes, that suspect was neutralized in the back parking lot of the church by a DNR officer and a Grand Blanc Township officer. So where we're at right now, we're working tirelessly. We're working all night on this particular incident. I know that you guys have questions, and it's not only this community, but it's nationwide, all throughout the United States. So we're working hand in hand with our federal partners. So I'd like to introduce FBI Agent Reuben Coleman to you, who he will give you an update on where he's at within the federal investigation. Sir.
Thank you, Chief. My name is Reuben Coleman, and I am the Acting Special Agent in charge of FBI Detroit Field Office, which covers the entire state of Michigan. First, I want to sincerely express our condolences to the victims of this shooting, their families, and this entire community. I would like to also thank Chief Rennie, the Grand Blanc Township Police Department, and all of our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners, other first responders, and the community members for their immediate actions in this situation.
Turn the volume up because it's blasting my
This act of
ear.
violence has no place in our state or anywhere else in our country. The FBI is committed to continue finding out the facts, circumstances, and motives behind this tragedy. I can confirm at this time that the FBI is now leading the investigation and is investigating this as an act of targeted violence. FBI crisis response teams, such as our evidence response teams, SWAT, Special Agent Bomb Technicians, victim specialists, were deployed to the scene. I would like to thank them. We also have special agents who are continuing to conduct interviews and intelligence and professional staff personnel providing research and analysis. I would like to thank them for their work on this case. We ask that members of the public share any information FBI that would assist us in this investigation. FBI.gov. Any piece of
Hopefully
information
that's louder.
could be crucial. We ask that you keep the victims of this tragedy, their families, and the entire community in your prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The Michigan State Police continues to respond to several locations throughout the community as we receive additional bomb threats at other locations. Please continue to stay vigilant, and if you see something suspicious, say something. Call the FBI tip line or call 911 to report suspicious activity. This incident is an active investigation. Investigators are tirelessly combing through evidence under difficult circumstances and working to identify each victim as quickly and accurately as possible. The Family Assistance Center will be open from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. Monday and Tuesday at the Genesis Conference and Banquet Center at 805 Health Park Boulevard in Grand Blanc. If you are still looking for missing family members related to this incident, you may call 248-705-7352 for assistance. The FAC is available to everyone in the community, victims, family members of victims, and community members seeking support who just want to talk. Trained counselors and victim services will be on site. We do not need volunteer counselors at this time, and we are not accepting donations of goods at this time. Please continue to monitor the Grand Blanc Township Facebook page for the latest updates. Once verified donation centers are made public, we will put those on the Facebook page. Also, the next update will be provided, update time will be provided on that Facebook page. And we'll open up to questions this time.
Chief, has the church been cleared of bodies of victims? And if you could answer for me, please.
So, as I said, we're working around the clock now. So, we're working tirelessly to find additional bodies. So, to answer your question, the entire church has not been cleared because it's a total loss due to the fire. So these first responders right now, they're in recovery mode. They're trying to fight through all the debris from the fire. So no, we have not cleared the entire church just yet.
And I have a quick follow-up. Of the victims, the 4 dead, can you say how many were shot or how many died as a result of the fire?
I could say this, 2 have been shot as a result, or have been shot, 2 of the deceased.
Do you know how many people are unaccounted for?
No, I don't know how many people are unaccounted for at this time. We do know that there are some that are unaccounted for.
Can you explain about how the fire started at the church?
I will leave that up to the ATF Agent Deere.
The question again?
How did the fire start at the church?
How did the fire
For
start?
this incident, the fire started, basically the suspect, all indications on this investigation are the suspect used an accelerant of some sort, we believe gasoline, and lit the church on fire.
Was it an IED you may have used?
There are, at this point, I'm not gonna comment on IEDs. I will confirm that there were some suspected explosive devices that were located. But as far as using them to initiate the blaze, I can't say that. This scene is actively being investigated by ATF. Most people don't know that ATF is the Federal Arson Police, and we have a team from across the country coming in, our national response team. It is a cadre of expert fire investigators that are coming here from across the country to investigate this scene and get to the cause or the origin and cause of this fire.
Lieutenant Weber, we saw that there was possibly a bomb threat at the Meyer African Center yesterday. Is that connected to this, and is the home that we saw being searched over there the home of the suspect?
Yeah, that's all still part of the investigation. Sorry, that is still all part of the investigation. We're still working to determine if any of that is related.
Can we speak to the motive? Ruben's speculations that it might have anything to do with the Charlie Kirk assassination in Utah?
That's exactly what it is, a speculation, and we won't come to those types of conclusions for some time.
Do you know if there's any connection between the suspect and the church or its members, any prior connection?
Again, part of the investigation, we're not going to speculate at this time. Right now, we are working tirelessly to recover the victims of this incident and reunite families. Please be patient as we work through that
This is why I don't like women in these positions.
process.
Too emotional.
They're close to the scene, and how they were able to
Too emotional.
quickly within just seconds.
Thankfully, yes.
Were there any other, you mentioned there were additional bomb threats, is there anywhere that the community should be aware of or?
The community should remain vigilant, and anytime they see something suspicious, they should report it immediately.
There's at least one other report that a local church was searched by the bomb squad.
We've searched multiple churches this evening for bomb threat protocol, yes.
Is that based on actual threats?
Yes.
Okay.
We received
Wow.
911 calls about bomb threats or other
Interesting.
indications that there was a bomb at a different location. Some of them were churches, and we have responded and cleared those.
This does
churches.
not. This sounds like something a little more than the lone shooter theory.
Yes.
We're under attack, folks. I am so sick and
I
tired
think
of
that's
them.
part of the investigation. Do you have a comment on it?
Mm.
LDS churches where the bomb threats were, or were there other denominations?
I can't.
That speaks to a motive.
Yeah, I can't answer that at this time. But
Well, you got to answer something, lady.
right now, what we'd like to do is talk about the heroism that we saw today.
What?
The people who responded in such a valiant way to protect the others, both law
She's
enforcement,
telling us
fire
multiple
department,
churches
EMS.
have bomb threats, but we need to talk about the
Everybody did an
heroism.
excellent job working together to keep people as
Not,
safe
not,
as they possibly
not,
could.
not the. There. Oh, but by the way, there's nothing to worry about with the.
At all connected to one of those bomb threats that you're mentioning? Is it potentially connected to the incident today at the LDS church?
I don't have knowledge of that exact location. That's going to be all for questions.
Of
And
course.
thank you for coming and appreciate the assistance. Sure. Yep. I'm Specialist Lieutenant Kim Vetter, Michigan State Police.
Big problem, skate police.
VETTER. V is in Victor.
Any of the injuries, any of the people just injured by fire, by burns?
We're still working on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Still just 8 people in the hospital?
All right, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not going to change my stance. Okay, some women deserve certain prestige positions. I agree with that. But you saw her get flustered over a simple, blessed question. Okay, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I'm not going to go. I don't know where she came from, what her history is. There's some people I can just tell you I like, and there are just some people I can tell you I don't like. Okay, I don't really care for her. She's going to be a problem. Okay, in one breath she's saying there's no threat to the public. In another breath she's talking about multiple churches having bomb threats. And you're hearing from another person that there may be bomb-making material. And we've got the whole blessed place either going up in flames or being shot up from boats or rooftops or, running a freaking truck into a freaking door with the freaking gun blazing. Like, I want to know what the hell's going on in this country. I just like to know what the hell's going on, okay? This is getting a little scary for me. I'm used to being scared, okay? I'm usually out in front of murderers' homes, I'm usually, my comfort level on crazy is pretty high, okay? And I'm starting myself to get worried. For crying out loud. All U.S. Military leaders from all over the world have been called to meet in Virginia on Tuesday. This is the first time in history. I know. And I was thinking, people are saying that it's for this. I've been looking and reading, and I'm thinking, for the first time, Pete Hegseth is talking about, the new direction of the Department of War. And I always kept thinking that could be a hoax. That could be for them to have an opportunity. Something's going on here. It's undeniable, in my opinion, at this point. Something is going on. We got a crazed person running up on a boat, shooting a fish fish place. Okay, I don't know what the purpose of that was. We've got this person, even from directly across from this guy's home, there was a bomb threat made. A bomb threat from this Stanford guy. This Stanford guy. And so that was the first time I heard of bomb threats. I saw them go into his home with the bomb machine, you know, the little clamp to do the searching and whatever, to make sure they're not going to go kaboom. And we heard that there was possibilities of some type of bomb fragments or things that appeared to be something of the bomb making material like type that required everybody getting out of the area of the church because they heard ticking coming from inside his pickup truck. And so I figured that, you know, no matter what they found there, when I saw them at his house with that machine, then I'm like, okay, there's got to be some weight to this whole bomb making material stuff. But it's starting to feel that way, but I'm not complying, folks. And you know what? I don't know what to tell you guys, but we cannot let this stuff scare us, okay? We have to be fearless. We have to continue to go to church. We have to continue to pray. We have to continue to show up. We cannot allow these monsters to put us in fear. This is our country. This is our home. We will not allow this to be our new reality. Okay? It's not happening, folks. It's not happening. So, we're going to have to figure this out. But whatever's going on, it needs to be nipped in the bud real quick. Because these were children, and you guys know I'm a barbaric woman. Okay? I'm nutso when it comes to children. And it sounds like the first victims of this church were children, okay? If this guy did not die, I would want to rip his eyes out, okay? Not that I would rip his eyes out, but I want to rip his eyes out. But he's gone now. He saved people a lot of taxpayer money, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to lose any sleep at night. But what is going to break my heart is all the people that just had to be tortured and terrified. Once again, while they're praying. This is something we've never seen in this country before. But please be vigilant if you guys see anything weird. If you feel weird, okay? Because I trust my gut a lot. You know what? Sometimes I just look and I just know something ain't right. I don't know why I think something ain't right, but I just know something ain't right. If you get those kind of gut feelings, trust your instinct. Get the hell out of Dodge, okay? But don't stop going to church because it is starting to be attacked. The Christian faith is being attacked. The conservative is being attacked. I don't even think it really matters at this point. America's being attacked, folks. Where is it coming from? It feels and smells pretty stinking homegrown. It needs to end. And our military needs to figure it out. They need to figure it out. They need to get it under control. We cannot keep going on like this. Okay? I can't imagine that the majority of America wants to live like this. I certainly do not. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. You cannot tell me that this is what you want for the place that you want to lay your head. There ain't no way. Okay? There's no way. There's no way the Democrats want to live in a war-torn area. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. You know who wants you to live like that? Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. I doubt you want to live like that. I sat there and watched people go. I watched the National Guards. Now, mind you, J.B. Pritzker's been saying, we don't need National Guards here in Illinois. We don't need them here in Chicago. With his freaking wobbly ass, right? And here comes our National Guard strutting in. Our National Guard's coming in, and they're getting a standing ovation out there in them damn streets. The residents out there want them there. person not living there and all that crap. And that's J.B. Pritzker and all the snooty-ass people called the bureaucrats over there in Chicago. And when they do have to live in it, guess what they do? They get these long iron gates that are not even up to ordinance. They get to do that. And then people get to complain about how they're trying to be the haves while you're the have-nots, the two-tiered system that they got going on. But you know what? I tell you what, National Guard was representing up in Chicago. People were very much welcoming them in Chicago. J.B. Pritzker, move aside because your people have already spoken. They're up there clapping as the men are walking in. And I don't think they're clapping because they look sexy. You couldn't even see their face with all the crap all over them. So, I didn't even check out a butt, but I was standing up clapping with them. I was happy. I was happy to see Chicago happy. You don't see people in Chicago too happy this day and age. You don't. It's kind of hard to be happy when you're dodging bullets. Can't even go out to eat. Can't even go to the bank. Good gracious, you got to have an armored truck just to go pick up a $20 bill at the ATM machine. Who the hell wants to live like that? Right? And then they strip the guns away from the people. So now you're out there with all these gangbangers that are criminals that have the guns while you're sitting out there like a freaking duck in water, dodging the bullets that shouldn't even be in the criminal's hands while you're being told you can't defend yourself. Make that make sense. I'm from Florida. I don't understand that kind of stuff, okay? Okay? We fight for our Second Amendments over here. Like, you're not going to have us out here like sitting ducks without any way to, protect ourselves, right? So, I don't know. I feel bad for y'all. Thank you. Aw, that's sweet. Thank you, guys. Thank you. But, I don't know. Chicago seemed pretty happy. I'm happy for the people in Chicago. Folks, if you're from Chicago, especially if you're a Democrat, and you'd like to tell me, what you think of the National Guards coming in. It seems like people pretty happy about it. I'd like to hear from you. I really would. I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to see how it's improving. I'd like to see if you're getting the Washington, D.C. treatment. I hope you are. It seems like people are so much happier in Washington, D.C. than they were just a couple months ago, Children having to dodge bullets while riding their bike. That's what kind of crap is that? What kind of crap is that? You keep those bullets, you can keep them anywhere else, but not around children's heads. Not around children's heads. We're a little crazy over here in the true crime community, We might decide to raise some money and get ourselves a SWAT truck and go do some vigilante justice that we don't believe in. I'm just joking. I just wanted to sport the SWAT truck. Come on, you know me. It'd be fun. Come on. It'd be fun. It'd be fun. That's still a little too loud. Ooh, good gracious. There we go. There we go. I feel our country is becoming... It is. You know what, common sense? Unfortunately, I think... This is what I honestly think, and people are probably going to say I'm going too far, but it's just how I feel. It's just my opinion. It may not be supported by everybody else, but I feel like we've been in a civil war for like 10 years. We were just too stupid to realize it until, the bullets started flying. And now the bullets are starting to fly, and we're like, what the hell's going on here? And it's because we've all been ostriches with our head in the sand while they've been sitting here planning and getting their people over here and, making deals with, foreign terrorists and, supporting Antifa and funding all this crap while we're sitting here still playing top politics. And it's like, all right, folks, well, all of our key players are in. Let's start firing those bullets. And we're like, well, what the hell's going on here? Man, is all of a sudden all this, rhetoric really starting to get to people under their skin? But it's not. I don't think it has nothing to do with rhetoric anymore. I think they got all their pieces and they're making the move. They're making the move. I'm actually thinking maybe we need to be calling them, to be honest with you, Lisa. You know, I don't know anybody that's ballsy enough to go stand freaking in Chicago with me other than the Proud Boys. Right? Enrique did nothing wrong. You know, they put him through the ringer over the January 6th, the Fedsurrection. Right? Now we're finding out that the Russia Gate was a Russia hoax, and now that we're learning the January 6th was set up by the FBI. The flip. I feel like I'm living in a Twilight Zone, folks. I feel like I'm living in a Twilight Zone. It truly is. I think we are far, far, far past and far, far, far involved in this spiritual war. I think we are absolutely in a spiritual warfare. There's something ain't right. Good is bad and bad is good. You know? I just don't believe that. I just don't believe that. I live near Chicago. I stand with you. Yeah, I got some. I got a little bit of backbone and balls, but you know what? It's nice to look up, you know, and see a friendly face right next to you. I don't want to be out there in that sea of crazy all by myself. Hey, I will. Now, I've been in a mosh pit before, okay? I've been in a mosh pit before. You guys don't want to mess with Betty. You don't want to mess with Moshy Betty, okay? I get my elbows up right in front of me. Just keep it like that. Just swing. I don't have my Doc Martens anymore, but damn it, I moshed. I didn't take a picture, so I can't prove it to you. But I'm telling you, I was at a trap concert. I sure was. I was drunk as shit. I don't remember shit, but I remember I had a great time. At least they said that's what I had. I don't know how long I lasted in the mosh pit. I don't remember much. I might have thought I did good. Who knows? This is in my 20s. I remember somebody called me like, what are you doing? I'm like, I can't remember what I was doing. Like, oh, you need to come to St. Pete. We got an extra ticket. What am I coming into? You know, and I'm in like this cute little skirt and these Doc Martens, and I walk into this bar and everybody's just going bouncing off the damn walls. And I'm like, what the hell did I just walk into? My friends come over. I'm like, I'm going in. They're like, you're going to be dead. You're not going into that. I'm like, I'm going in. Yeah. So I went in for 2 seconds. I remember getting pulled out. I don't remember much after that. But I know I had a great time. The Ford Heights by Chicago. I've been there. I went to Chicago. I got lost in Chicago. I walked in a circle looking for my place for my deposition. That's about the only time I've been to Chicago before, traveling through, you know, going to the court hearing and stuff like that. But I didn't hang out in Chicago, okay? I'm not a big city girl. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm not a big city girl. I like it where life is a little more slow. City folk, you guys scare me a little bit. I won't lie. You guys are a little too fast-paced for this slow girl. Just too fast-paced. I think I'm just too slow. That's probably what irritates you. I'm too slow. I can't hear. I can't speak. And I'm always out of place in a big city because I don't look like I belong, okay? Because I don't. Big city folk, you guys are a species, okay? You guys are a species that has what it takes to live with a city that moves nonstop 24/7. Like, my town's got to go to sleep, okay? We all got to get some rest. So you guys stay in your big city, and I'll stay in my sleepy bedroom community, okay? Where I don't get in traffic jams, and I don't have to worry about driving my car around the block and getting it look like, you know, a beat up tin can by the time I make one city block, okay? We know you guys are crazy in those big cities. That's why we don't bring our cars. We always rent cars when we go to big cities. You know why? 'Cause we don't trust your driving. I'm just saying. All right, guys, I love you. Have a great night. We will see you guys tomorrow morning. We're going to start our, after tomorrow morning, I've got to set it up here. See, I'm still working with OBS. I don't know if I can run two different things at the same time. I don't know how to do all that. So I guess that's the next step in building this show. is because now we got to incorporate other channels on here, because I need to set up a channel for our Right Move Broadcasting. Our Right Move Broadcasting is going to be our political channel, where we're going to dive into some political topics. And not quite sure how we're going to develop the series or the show yet. My hair is just all over the place. Sorry, guys. But it is going to be a political channel. I am a conservative. I don't want to say a Republican, because you know what? Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. But I am a conservative. I'm a diehard conservative, and I'm pro-Trump. So that's going to be how the conversation's pretty much going to lean on that channel. So I always try to be open and honest with my audience, because some people don't want to listen to it. And if you're not really on the same wavelength as I am politically, then you're not going to want to sub up there, because it's just going to drive you nuts, right? So I'd rather you guys stay over here and help me with the true crime than be pissed off at me by going down my political my political stuff. Trust me, I'll get an audience one way or another. I'll find people that love my type of... I've never been bashful, and guess what? No matter how many bad things I've done in my life, people still show up to watch me. I don't know why. I don't know why you guys get so much entertainment out of me, but you guys do, so I just keep showing up. I keep showing up for you. You guys keep showing up for me. So we'll see you guys sometime tomorrow when I show up for you. Have a great night. God